What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, out of another cup. Aston Villa 2, Tottenham 1, and I have had enough of this crap we are being served up week in, week out. It's embarrassing what we have to go and watch every single week now as Tottenham Hotspur fans, you know. Trophies are going down literally by the day, 2 in the space of 4 days. An embarrassing performance up at Anfield, an embarrassing performance at Villa Park. And I'm sick of it all. I'm sick of the players, I'm sick of Ange, and most of all, I'm sick of Daniel Levy and this ownership of the way they run this football club. Today was an absolute shambles. There's no fighters, there's no leaders, there's literally nothing to go on that pitch. The tactics are completely useless. There's literally no tactics. What are the tactics? What are they? Where is the midfielders? You know, Rodrigo Bentancur is supposed to be our holding midfielder. He's been non-existent in these last 2 games. He's one of the more experienced heads that should be standing up for the team. He's the one that should be holding this team together and grabbing people aside and saying, come on, this ain't good enough. But he's not doing that. Where are the leaders? Where are the guys that are going to take the game by the scruff of the neck? The front three, absolutely non-existent, barely created a chance all game. That first half was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. They go 1-0 up. Awful mistake from Kinski, by the way. Absolutely shocking. An absolute clanger. It was shooting practice for those first opening half an hour for Aston Villa. It was so lucky to go in at half-time only 1-0. It could have been 1, it could have been 2, it could have been 3, 4, 5. Name your number, because it could have been any of them. It was just saying, look, you want to have a shot on goal? Here we go. We'll just completely split open like the Red Sea for you guys. No midfield. Pedro Porro completely kept getting caught high up the pitch as well. Nowhere to be seen on that right-hand side. They kept targeting it. And why not? Every other club targets it. So why weren't they? And that's what they did. You know, the tactics on show are literally non-existent. Everyone was coming up to me after the game saying, oh, this has got to be Ange's last game, right? Ange's last game. I bet you it won't be Ange's last game, you know? But the reality is, as much as I've had my problems with Ange Postecoglou, I've said it on a weekly basis now for the last, since the Ipswich game, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. What happens if we do sack Ange? Does it get any better? Is Ryan Mason going to come into the end of the season? What's the plan? Do they have a plan? Of course they don't have a plan. When do Spurs ever have a plan? It took us, 45 days or 46 days or whatever without a manager, like the record holders of that. You know, we get all the unwanted records here at Tottenham Hotspur. But it's an absolute shambles. You know, Moore goes off at half-time, Bissouma comes on, and Bissouma, you know, he did give us a bit more presence in that middle of the park, and for the opening 20 minutes of the second half, it looked like we had a bit about us. But as soon as Aston Villa scored, with the shambolic defending getting completely opened up once again, we were nowhere to be seen again. So I'm not blaming it on injuries and tiredness and all that. Yeah, of course it has a factor over the long term, but you look at teams over the course of this weekend alone: Leyton Orient against Man City, Plymouth against Liverpool, albeit a weakened Liverpool side. They're able to put up more of a fight than we are when we've got some senior players in that team. More of a fight. Let that sink in. Leyton Orient are able to put more of a fight against Man City than we are against any team that we're playing against at the moment. And yeah, you can say to me, oh, but we've just lost to one of the best teams in Europe in Liverpool and a decent Aston Villa side. Yeah, how do you explain all the other ones? How do you explain all the other ones? How can we not win against Wolves at home? How can we lose to Leicester on the back of 7 defeats in a row? This ain't getting better under this manager. It's getting worse. There's no fight in this team whatsoever. No fight at all. And if they do show little signs of fight, then it takes one little bad thing to go wrong in the game and they're back to square one again. It's a joke. It's nowhere near good enough. And it was a really good opportunity for us today. Really good opportunity. Arsenal out, Chelsea out, Liverpool out. All these big teams going out. You've got to smell the blood. You've got to sense the opportunity that we've got given here. And we throw it away once again. Semi-final on Thursday night. Throw it away. Absolutely no fight. Passive display. And again today, apart from 20 minutes in the beginning of the second half, it was pretty much the same. You know, the only chance that we created, the only meaningful chance we created, was the one when Sonny should have scored in the first half with a nice little interchange from Kulusevski and Moore, and Sonny has a 1-on-1. He's got to be doing a lot better. But the defence are completely open. The midfield are nowhere to be seen week in, week out, by the way. This isn't just this game. This is week in, week out. There is just nothing to go on. Nothing. And if we're going to make a fist of the Europa League, some change has got to happen. Some change has got to happen. And you say like, oh, well, once we get our players back, we'll look a lot better. But I just don't believe that. Maybe we'll have a couple more results and a couple more points than we're getting now, which is not hard to do, by the way. But the bigger picture, I just can't see it getting better with Ange Postecoglou. But when you really want to talk about the bigger picture, Ange ain't the biggest problem at this football club. It's Daniel Levy and his cronies who run this football club. You know, they've taken us back to where they've picked us up. That's what's happened. We're back in the 90s now, with Arsenal challenging for titles and Spurs, 10 points above a relegation zone. That's where we're at. So the quicker they go, the quicker we can get back to, some sort of fight, some sort of something. We need something to change at this football club, because what we're doing now is just pure madness. The manager can change, a change of manager can maybe change something in the short term, but ultimately, in the long term, nothing is going to change under Daniel Levy and his tenureship. All they care about, when you're talking about events, Beyonce and hotels and all this Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, all the biggest talents in the world coming to this stadium. And what have we got? What have we got on the playing staff? A few teenagers that come in. And they're the ones that look the best, to be fair. All the talent that we bring in that's supposed to be experienced and nowhere to be seen. They can't stand up and be counted for. We can't rely on them. The Basumas of this world, the Bentancurs of this world. We can't rely on them. It's an absolute shambles what's happening at this football club right now. It's a joke, and we're embarrassing. We really are embarrassing. The footballing world laugh at us every single week, and every single week we stick by this manager. He goes, oh, well, I always win something in my second season, mate. Always win something. Well, that's the League Cup gone last week, and that's the FA Cup gone this week. And in a few months' time, it'll be the Europa League, and then what? We've got an opportunity to do something in the Europa League, like we had an opportunity to do something in the FA Cup. And we have the players. We had the players to put up more of a fight today. We had the players to put up more of a fight against Liverpool. Yeah, fine. Maybe we wouldn't have won against Liverpool. They are a top side, probably the best team in Europe right now. But we damn sure could have put on a better fight, a bit of a better fight than we did. It's embarrassing, and we could have put on a better fight than we did today. Villa played well today, but I think we made them look a lot better than they were. We made them look a lot better. And another opportunity goes down the drain at Tottenham Hotspur. I'm fuming, guys. I'm absolutely fuming. And I don't know which way. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Do I think Ange is going to be sacked? Probably not. Are they going to wait till the end of the season? Are they going to wait till another trophy's down the drain? Probably. And then we'll see it from there. But the reality is, you can change manager. But what's really going to change at this football club long term? Probably nothing. We've changed managers so many times over the years, and nothing has ever changed. We've let big managers fall by the wayside in Conte, Mourinho. Look at what Nuno's doing now. Pochettino. Sacking Pochettino was the biggest mistake that Daniel Levy has ever done. Biggest mistake that this club has ever done, and we've been reaping the effects of it ever since. So I don't know what the answer is anymore. I really don't know what the answer is, but I can tell you what, the tactics on show from this manager and the way he's getting these guys up for each and every game is not good enough. It really is not good enough. So the only thing that can change in the immediate future is the manager.